Are you cultivating your inner peace? Grand Rising, my friends. Congratulations, you made another day. My name is Mark Brown. I help men over 50 bounce back after loss, addiction, and setbacks using faith and simple tips, tricks, and tools that work. So this one is huge. So we're going to talk about something that we all crave, especially in a very chaotic world that we live in. And I've been practicing this past week. Has been crazy. So how do we cultivate our inner peace? I mean, I've had things like my air conditioner not working, my check engine light go on, conversations with people I care about. That you have to cultivate your inner peace. So when life feels overwhelming, with grief, stress, anxiety, all of these things, it can hit you really hard. So how do we bring it back, right? It's not about escaping your reality. It's about being with what's going on in the moment and staying grounded and calm. So these three things can help out pretty much. Anyways, excuse me. Even through the hardest, toughest of storms, how do we sustain it? How do we come back to our inner peace? So how do we stay? How do we practice our mindfulness? Right. So many of us, including myself, we live in the past with our regrets, or our anxiety thinks about what's going to happen in the future, and that's really we don't. It's very challenging to stay present right now in the moment. Like take a breath. Like what's going on like right now. So here's why it's important and I've been doing this a lot through meditation and prayer, and that's actually what I touch on in the third point, is taking 5 minutes of just being calm and seeking solitude, right? Seeking solitude doesn't mean you're running away. It's not isolation. It's not isolation. Solitude is being still. You need your quiet time. And being present to what's going on. If you allow all the past to come forward and you think about all the mistakes and so on and so forth that you've done, you're just gonna live in bitterness and regret, and pain. If you're thinking about the future, if you're worried about what's going on, you have to yield all this away, right? Some of my most powerful breakthroughs have been through just sitting back and just letting everything go. To sit back and reflect, to reimpose your vision, um, to rethink about where you're going. All of this stuff happens in silence. If you give yourself some silence for 5 minutes and just kind of focus on what's really going on, who and what you want to become, this will definitely help you. Um, and if you can do 10 minutes, that's even better, right? One of the biggest things that I've learned is letting go of control, yielding everything to God, yielding it away, not and surrender. You surrender things, and that's done. But yielding things to God and having peace, it's not giving up to what you're not giving up towards whatever situation you're going. You're making space for grace. That's the thing. And living in your peace and your inner peace will give you a sense of you can't control what other people think. You can only go and move forward. I've had some conversations this week with certain people that you can't just continue keeping defending yourself forever. If you know where you're going and you know that you're truly sorry, you're moving forward. You're not asking for praise or permission. You're just knowing where you are and where you stand. Whatever the other person chooses to do, that's on them. I mean, if you know in your heart's heart that you have made amends with yourself and you've expressed all of this stuff, you can't control how it lands for the other people, especially when you're being genuine and authentic. I really, that's one thing that I've held on to, is like, you can't defend yourself forever. So just take all these things into consideration and really take a deep look at it. When you have a sense of inner peace, no one can take that away from you. As long as you're moving forward and continuing going on, this is not about perfection or pretending that everything's okay. When everything else is falling around you, falling apart around you, or it appeals that way, it's not about giving up, or it's not about using things as excuses. You're just accepting what's going on right now, and you're taking the necessary actions to move forward to get out of whatever current situation or struggle that you're going through. It's about building your own sanctuary of peace for yourself, because at the end of the day, it's you versus you. And if you apply these tools and give yourself the permission for yourself to be like, everything's going to be okay. And one of the biggest things that I love is yielding to him, yielding to God, and giving and casting all my anxieties and things onto him, leaving it at the cross, and then asking, like, Lord, what are we going to do in this situation? And when you're in peace, and you'll get those signs and you'll get those things, and then you want to take action on whatever it is. And that's where obedience comes into play. So I hope this helps. You got this, really. Just take the time for yourself, for your inner peace. And I promise you, if you take that time, it'll re-solidify your purpose, your motives, your way of being, who you're becoming, and everything like that. Remember, you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely matter, and someone is counting on you. All right? I love you. I believe in you. I hope this helps. If you got some value out of this, please share this with someone that may need to hear it. I'd love to know your thoughts below. And you have an amazing, amazing day today. Okay? Bye-bye.